I'm so sick and fed up of men using the argument, it's not all men, it's not all men. So I'm going to draw this out for you.
Oh, good. A visual aid.
So at the bottom, we have the worst of the worst. We have rapists, pedophiles, murderers, you're in jail, you're a horrible person. We can all unanimously agree as a society these are very, 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 very bad people. Okay, that's bottom of the bottom. And then we have a little scale. And then at the top here, we have men who speak up for women, men who advocate for women, men who protect women, and men who confront all of the other men. That's where you're missing me.
So what they're saying, in order for a man to be considered in that top tier of men, they need to fall into all of those categories of speaking up for women, defending women, and condemning the actions of those bad men. But women have been telling men for years to leave them alone, to stay out of their business, not to speak for them, and that they don't need them. So what are men supposed to do, and who are they supposed to listen to?
I'm not saying it's a 50-50 scale of good and bad. I'm saying that this is a slow blended gradient between good and bad. And no matter where you fall on here, if you're not here, I don't like you.
Now they go on for another couple of minutes, explaining how, indeed, most men are considered to be bad unless they fall into that top category. So essentially, if you're not the best, then you're the worst. It's really unfortunate that at this point in time, there are individuals that still try to justify their despising an entire group of people based on the actions of some. It's almost like there's a word for that.
I got asked to go on a date the other day. He wanted to get coffee and then go on a walk. Mind you, the only pictures I have of me outside on my Instagram are me at a beach outside the country. Stop asking me stupid questions. Asking me stupid shit.
To all the men out there, do me a favor and stay far, far away from all women like this. They are not looking for a future with you. They are looking for a distraction to get their mind off of their unresolved trauma. Even listening to her video made me feel terrible. I couldn't even imagine dating a person who is unstable like this. It is the fastest way to ruin your dating life and your mental health. You should be aiming for going out with someone who wants to have a connection with you, who wants to go on a simple date and get to know you and quite possibly have a future. So if you ever find yourself in a predicament where a girl is making fun of you for wanting to get coffee and go on a walk, do not take it to heart. The right woman will want to do something simple like that. It's just mentally unstable girls that have to fill the void in their heart with drinking, clubs, and hooking up with random strangers. So don't take it personal.
Where the hell do y'all be finding these men that are obsessed with you? Good fathers?
It's gonna sound harsh, but guys will agree. One woman's trash is another woman's treasure. You'll find us if you go dumpster diving. We've been discarded. You'll find the best boyfriends and husbands on the island of misfit, broken-hearted boys. Men are simple creatures. We're a lot like dogs. Like, picture a rescue dog at the animal shelter. They always make the best companions. They're always loyal, loving, appreciative. We're the exact same way. We did everything right, but we were discarded. So when someone finally comes along and picks us, we're just like, oh my god, this is fantastic. Good boyfriends and husbands are forged in the fires of evil exes. If you see a newly single girl wilding out in Miami on a girls' trip, just going crazy on her Instagram and Snapchat stories, look for her ex. He's alone in a cage somewhere, probably doing push-ups. You finally find that guy that moves heaven and earth for you and does everything that you've ever dreamed of. You have no one else to thank but that woman that ate his heart and crapped it out like an In-N-Out burger. Nobody loves more than the broken-hearted.
Listen, I mean it so disrespectfully. If you think me being a female truck driver is attractive, get this out my face. You ain't no man. Oh wow, you driving those big trucks. You driving those big trucks here with your small bitty self. Your small bitty self driving those big trucks. Oh my god, you making that money, you making that money. Get the out of my face. You not even supposed, like, what? How you supposed to put me in my feminine energy when you think it's okay for me to just be working this hard?
No one can put you in your feminine energy but you. That's an active decision that you have to make. Seeing the fact that God made you a female, it would be pretty easy. It's not on a man to make you what God made you. And your profession is something that you chose, and maybe the reason you have to do it with so much vigor and masculinity is because you are masculine and you speak masculine. You're kind of cute though, I'll give you that. But that's probably why you got to drive them big trucks, because you probably were beating on your chest like a man. Why are you driving those big trucks? So maybe you should put yourself in your feminine energy and you wouldn't have to buy those big trucks. Or not. Interesting people to come on my podcast. I need some interesting people to come on my show. You got a story to tell. You got a product to promote. You got an album releasing or a single. Hey man, come on the Ugly Money Podcast. One of the biggest podcast platforms in the Southeast. It's bigger than radio. I do more views than TV. You definitely want to tap in. Just DM me the word interview. Pound sign interview. Don't come broke. But no, you know what I'm saying? Let's go viral. It's like this clip right here that you just seen. Yeah. See, it could have been you. He was playing. He about 3.5 a mid. Capping like his gas. Dumbass.
I think airplanes should change their policy to let women board first, ladies first, and then have men board after.
It's funny how so many women say that they want equality. That is, until the very moment that it doesn't benefit them somehow. And then their true colors come out, and it's really the case that they want more rights and more privileges than men.
And there's no group 1, group 2, group 6, or whatever. It's just ladies first, ladies get on board, they get settled, and then the men. I think that would be super classy.
That's not what I would call super classy. That is actually what I would call super sexist, and actually is an excellent example of what I'm talking about. Because individuals that are for this type of idea are rather implying that women are just simply not able to get settled in as quickly as men, or that women deserve special privileges simply for being women. So why do some women say that they want equality and then act like they want to be treated as better than men? You really can't have it both ways, although some certainly do try.
And this is what men continue to say. Y'all keep on saying that y'all want to be equal, but then you keep on showing me that you actually think that you're better than me. The words that you say, how you act, you actually think that you're more superior than I am.
I don't know what man needs to hear this or who you need to send it to, but the moment that you allow a woman to recognize and understand that she can treat you like a doormat is the moment that you screw yourself over every single time. Let me explain. It doesn't matter if you're in the talking stages of a relationship, if you're married, if you're dating someone, the moment that you allow that woman to throw a tantrum, disrespect you, yell at you, scream in your face, break your property, be absolutely toxic and diabolical, and you take her back or continuously put up with it, and she recognizes that she can do whatever she wants, whenever she wants, and she controls the entire situation, is the moment that you screw yourself over. This also includes any woman that tries to gaslight you by telling you that she's just posting provocative photos for other men online because it makes her feel good or she worked really hard for her body. She is disrespecting you. Every single time she tells you that he's just a friend or it's just a coworker or it's not like that, she is full of, if she's constantly disrespecting your boundaries about a man that makes you uncomfortable and you're not insecure for that. Stop letting her treat you like a doormat. The moment that a woman recognizes that you will put up with anything is the moment that she is going to put you through everything. Let me say that again. As soon as a woman realizes that she can get away with anything, she will put you through everything. And this includes, if you decide to marry this woman, what she will do in the divorce stages of your relationship or to the kids or using your kids as a pawn. She shows you every step of the way the type of person that she is, and that does not change over time. The behaviors usually just get worse. So in situations where you think that you're being nonchalant and you're not arguing or you're trying to avoid a conflict, all you're doing is teaching her that you are a doormat who doesn't defend himself, doesn't stick up for himself, doesn't have a voice for himself, and she gets to control you for however long that you allow it. And yes, you are allowing it. And at the end of the day, the only person you end up screwing over is yourself because you're allowing and tolerating this kind of toxicity constantly in your relationships, and you need to cut the... Okay, bye.
I think moms are worse at that than dads are. I think dads are really good at letting kids suffer, and moms aren't good at letting their kids suffer.
I don't like the word suffer because
Exactly.
that sounds bad.
Suffering a little bit is good. Like being a little bit hungry, that's good. So you're not, hear me out. Hear me out though, because it's like if Phoebe's constantly asking for snacks and you're like, here's an apple, here's a candy bar, here's a granola bar, here's a banana, here's a yogurt. Then when it comes to mealtime, she's like, no, I'm good. I'll just ask for ice cream later and you'll give it to me. But it's like, nope, you be hungry so that at dinner time, you're hungry to eat.
Yeah.
Like being hungry is a good thing. Having that negative side of emotions is good for them in the long run.
Let me just talk about this double standard. They always be talking about, oh, you insecure, you insecure. If you was insecure, you would be helping him with his businesses. You would be helping him with his career. You would be helping him with his image. You would be helping him with whatever is important to him. You would be helping him when it comes to the gym. You would be helping him when it comes to getting all these businesses in order and all the paperwork and the back end stuff. Like you would be helping him with all of that. but your ass is so insecure and you so jealous and envious of him that you don't want to help him. Guys, get you a winner and drop the zero. Get you a hero. No, for real, because a lot of y'all got zeros and y'all sort of they're treating that like she's a hero. She's a zero, my guy. Get you a hero. A hero is going to help you with every single thing that's important to you. She's going to have confidence. She's going to be assertive. She's not going to sit up here and belittle you. She's not going to tear you down. She's going to uplift you and encourage you as the great man that you are. Get you one.
All right, man, if you live in a house with your girlfriend or your wife, she needs to be getting your whole paycheck, bro.
What did you say, nigga?
All right, man, if you live in a house with your girlfriend or your wife, she needs to be getting your whole paycheck, bro.
Man, shut the up.
All right, man, if you live in a house with your girlfriend or your wife, she needs to be getting your whole paycheck, bro.
Huh?
All right, man, if you live in a house with your girlfriend or your wife, she needs to be getting your whole paycheck, bro.
You can miss me with the whole ass shenanigans, man.
All right, man, if you live in a house with your girlfriend or your wife, she needs to be getting your whole paycheck, bro. All right, man, if you live in a house with your girlfriend or your wife, she needs to be getting your whole paycheck, bro.
That is.
All right, man, if you live in a house with your girlfriend or your wife, she needs to be getting your whole paycheck, bro.
What kind of say some hoe ass like that?
All right, man, if you live in a house with your girlfriend or your wife, she needs to be getting your whole paycheck, bro.
Cut the
All right, man, if you live in a house with your girlfriend or your wife, she needs to be getting your whole paycheck, bro.
You keep talking, man. And you shut the up.
All right, man, if you live in a house with your girlfriend or your wife, she needs to be getting your whole paycheck, bro.
Stop lying. Stop lying. Stop lying. Stop.
That's my problem. I see the most beautiful woman on earth and walk straight past her without saying a word. And it's not that I'm afraid of rejection. It's just over the years, women have made it very clear that they want to be left alone. See, I'm cool with being told no. It's just when they make me out to be a creep, that's what I have a problem with. And before anyone says, you probably approach in a creepy way, no, I approach in a very respectable manner. And it's definitely been a few times where I'll walk up to a chick and say, hey, how you doing? And then make it out to seem like they being harassed. There's been too many cases where dudes that went to jail over false accusations. I don't even feel like dealing with the hassle.
What is the process for a woman to check themselves? Because I hear this all the time from men. They be like, bro, women don't take no accountability. So what was it like for you to say, I'm going to take accountability. I'm tough.
I had to look myself in the mirror. It was argument after argument. And the arguments was the exact same argument of let me lead. You know what I'm saying? It can't be two head of the household, you know? And once I got into my Bible, once I got into my word, it was like, let that man lead. You know, it was the same argument repeat all the time, the same thing over and over and over. It was us clashing like this. Why? Because I was wanting to run things because that's what I was taught to do. But then when I realized it was affecting my marriage and I didn't want to be a single mom and I wanted my kids to have a different life from me. I wanted them to have a mom and dad in the house. It was like I had to tighten up. It was like, if you want this thing, close your mouth. Close your mouth. And I know a lot of women is like, we living in a day now where, it's a lot of, the type of energy, a lot of, I ain't gonna go there. But my marriage was what was important. My children was important. Them living in a 2-parent household was important. And if me closing my mouth is gonna save it, then I'm gonna close my mouth.
And I'm glad she's able to see that. A lot of times, the issue continues to come up. At some point in time, even though a lot of women are expecting the man to back down and compromise all the time, at some point in time, you got to take accountability and say, well, maybe I'm having an issue. Maybe there's something wrong with me. Maybe there's something wrong that I'm doing, and correct that.
There are so many women out there screaming, what happened to the men? Why did they change? Because y'all changed.
Hey, y'all. So I'm sitting in my car, just scrolling on my phone, and I come across a TikTok post, and he was like, had to let shorty go because she let me crack on the first night. which means she was too easy. Damn, I really liked her. And I'm just like, that's what y'all do?
Yes.
I thought we was grown. And then how you know that you wasn't the easy one, sir?
First of all, it doesn't matter whether he was or he wasn't. A lot of men are looking for exclusivity. If the man's job is to pay for the date, to spend the money, your job is to keep your exclusivity.
Oh, brother. How you know she ain't had this whole thing planned? Maybe she just wanted to and that was it. I mean, it be the guys that be making it seem like the females is easy, but like, no, y'all be easy. Y'all be the easy ones. Y'all be the easy ones. But I'm just like, this is what we do. Like, because if you really liked her, why not have more self-control and be like, I don't want to take it there yet because I do really f with you like that. You know, and I want to get to know a little bit more about you.
That's really nice. It's wrong, but it's really nice.
Before it gets to that level, you know, like, you really about to let her go because neither one of y'all had self-control? I never was a fan of the double standard.
So when that guy took you out on a date last week and he had to plan the date and pay for the date, or the last time you were at a bar and you saw a cute guy and he had to come over and buy you a drink just for conversation, are those the double standards you're saying you're tired of?
Oh, that was different.
Never was a fan of it. But that just, it makes no sense to me. You're gonna let someone that you really like go because y'all both didn't have self-control. When you could have just said no, just as easy she could have said no. You could have been like, nah, I want to get to know you a little bit more. I don't know. Common sense ain't so common.
These are the types of men you have to steer clear from, right? Over and over again, though, modern women run into these types of men that makes these types of statements. And they're wondering why actual men that have some substance to them, don't want to be around them. This is why. Y'all keep on running into these types of men, letting them clap, they leave, and now you're sitting in your car trying to twist it and turn it and make it seem like you won the scenario, and you didn't.
When a man tells you that he thinks you're wifey material, what he's telling you is that he sees in you a good servant.
Right. Sadly, though, there are some women out there that genuinely believe this, and that would be because they have encountered that small minority of men that unfortunately do want their wives to be nothing more than servants. But even more unfortunately, those women that actually believe this seem to lack the critical thinking skills to understand that not all men are the same.
When he says he sees wifey material, you need to hear that he sees you're easy to exploit.
What's really sad is there seems to be an ever-increasing number of women that will try to find any way to try to make themselves out to be a victim.
The man who sees you as wifey material is planning for you to have a nice long life of cleaning his dishes, washing his socks, and getting on your knees whenever he wants you to.
Some really do try, don't they?
As I recently heard a man say online, you may not be feeling so well, but your mouth still works. That's how they see us. That's what wifey material is. Wifey material is an insult.
Take a lesson. That is how prejudice starts. Someone takes one thing that apparently a rather uneducated individual said and applies it to an entire population. That's exactly how that happens.
Do you remember the British guy is dating someone? Yes. I definitely think that I will stay alone forever. My God. What to say? I don't know. I don't know. What's the problem? It's me, or I don't know. I just meet people that are not interested in me and discovering me by in deep, you know. And it's boring. It's exhausting to try to find a good connection with someone, you know. And you think it's a good connection, but it's not enough. And I'm brilliant. I work a lot. I stay in shape, even if I'm 40 years old. And I'm kind, I'm caring, I'm a lovely person, really, really. But it's like I scare men or something like that. I don't understand. Maybe I should just be less clever or less beautiful, something like that, to be able to have a boyfriend. I don't get it. Please help me. What should I do? I really don't understand. You know, between my 20s and my 30s, I spent 9 years with someone. We were really in love, but we grow together. So, you know, your goals in life change, and I broke up with him.
You broke up with him?
I changed my town, and I started everything from scratch, and now I'm starting again everything from scratch, but it's so hard.
Up with this goofy ass cap of what he won't do, the next man will. As a 38-year-old eligible bachelorette, I could tell you right now, the next man probably won't. You'll get it worse from him. But something that I really want to discuss with y'all, and this is going to catch me smoke, but you can't cancel reality. The playing field is not level. There are more good single women than there are good single men. And the reality is, what you won't do, the next actually will. There are good women with good and good credit and good manners, thirsty as to come scoop up a man who will go 50% on the bills and come home at night to play his little game. You feel me? You're so worried about aesthetics and keeping up with the Joneses and what so-and-so did on Instagram. You feel like your man ain't putting on for you. Let me tell you something. A good man is a man who comes home every night. It's a man who listens and communicates to you. It's a man who doesn't cheat. It's a man who pays bills and shows up for the children and fixes things where he can. That's a damn good.
Damn right.
And I've been crying all day because I got sat on a plane next to a couple, and the whole time the guy had his hand on like his girlfriend's leg, you know, and it was just kind of like that the whole time. And I can't, like, I've been single my whole life. I'm 25, and I've never gotten to experience that.
What are you waiting for?
I've never gotten like close to that.
Damn.
And it's just too much. Like, it's too much. I can't do it anymore. There are some people out there who they're not interested in a relationship and they want to be by themselves. But like, that's not me, and that's never been me. I have always wanted to be in a relationship, even though I've never been in one. And even though I'm comfortable by myself and I can do things alone, but like at a certain point, it gets like really sad doing things alone. Like, I've traveled alone to so many places because like if I don't go by myself, I'm not gonna go. If I don't do things by myself, it's not gonna happen. But at the same time, like, it's so much fun to be able to like share that with someone else. And like, everyone I know is in a relationship right now, and like the majority of them have been in relationships for like a long time. Like, this is established, and I feel like I've always been alone, and I don't want to be, and I don't understand why this is happening to me. And I don't know, I like can't take it anymore. And clearly this didn't work because I'm still crying, and I just wasted like 2 minutes of your time, and I'm sorry. And I hope you're having a better weekend than I am. So
a lot of my followers saw my video about the passport bros in Colombia, and were basically saying like, oh, when I was there, Black men wouldn't even acknowledge me. They wouldn't look in my general direction. They wouldn't speak at all. And I had a lot of followers saying that. That has not been my personal experience. Last night I went to dinner. I saw two guys. They both spoke. They were actually kind of like, you know, moderately flirtatious. I've seen, you know, some other men, and they've kind of like barely, you know, like, you know, it's very much giving like, girl, don't look too much. You don't need to see all this. But, you know, it's been a mixed bag for me. I wouldn't say that every man that I've seen hasn't spoken, but I'm also going to be honest and say that for the number of men that I saw in the airport, and especially in a place like this, because it's small, the walled city is small, Hexamani is small, you know, the weather's been bad, so I haven't done a boat trip yet. I'm sure there will be lots of people, you know, doing boat trips. But for the amount of black men that I saw in the airport, I have not seen a fraction of them in the street. And just so you understand how small it is, I was...
What kind of world do we live in where a normal, regular girl cannot find just a regular guy out here to date? Because these guys don't want a real woman. They want a fantasy. They want to live in this fake fantasy world. They would rather off to some screen, to some robot, rather than actually deal with a real human being and what comes with that.
Nothing.
You know why? Because it's easier. And I am done. I'm done.
We all know that she's not talking about the average guy. Her idea of average is what we already know. He has to make 6 figures, 6 feet tall, etc. We know that a lot of women are single because they have this unrealistic expectation and high standard that automatically places most men out of their radar.
Should be all alone.
I cannot stand when a guy comes up to me and tries to tell me his feelings and open up to me. And I already know y'all finna be like, this is why men don't. I don't care. I don't care. I put this showed up and I put this showed up and I dropped him. Because I never cared about a man crying. You guys will literally open up to you and be like, so this is what happened in my past. Baby, I actually don't care. Like, whenever a guy tells me about his past, I genuinely associate that with him wanting to be done dirty. Like, you're willingly telling me everything that, all your trauma, like I am shiesty. I'm going to use that against you. I'm going to use that in you against an argument. Don't tell me about your issue because I will use that.
It's a telling a woman how you feel is like bleeding in front of a shark. Man, I'm not going to lie to you. I really don't tell women how I really feel or deep, dark secrets. And I had one get mad at me. Like, she just started trying to be my therapist out of nowhere. Like, just start giving me stuff. Said, I got dad issues. She just started projecting. She definitely had them. She definitely had abandonment issue. Just start giving me what she got. Cause I ain't open up. It's no point. They gonna throw it in your face.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What did you say?
How was the lie?
No, what did you say before that?
What?
What did you say before that?
I'm gonna take my walk.
Before that.
You want to do it?
Right.
What?
What did you expect me to say? I said no, but what did you expect me to say?
I never know. What difference does it make?
Well, it makes a lot of difference.
You're making a video.
Anyway, exciting times over here, just off the live and catching up with emails and TikToks. And anyway, that's what I get. You want to do it? Marriage 101.
So you're telling me that a man who is your husband can ask you very plainly and straightforward without any pressure if you want to be intimate with him. It's just a clear yes or no answer, and he's not going to pressure you into it. He's on to the next topic, asking you how your life was. But you have to shame him because you are so offended that he asked you that question. How dare he? Because what? You're busy doing the things that are more important, which is talking on your TikTok live, your followers, your emails. This here is something that makes a man feel like nothing. And honestly, when he realizes that he's being filmed, you can hear the exhaustion in his voice. That is a man that had no problem taking the no, but then you made it a problem by shaming him online. Yeah, this is a problematic marriage when this is occurring. Absolutely. When you're finding the need to shame your husband for wanting you online, a husband being shamed for wanting to be with his wife in that way. Make it make sense.
Approximately 10 hours later.
Hey, baby, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I
was just watching the video where you denied me, and holy, have you read those comments? And I'll tell you, those comments were dead on.
Well, I
mean, that is how I feel inside. I mean, it's not all the time, but I get over it very quickly.
Maybe you should go get a counselor.
I don't need one. I mean, I self-counsel,
Well,
but
this is not why.
my God.
This is not why I was.
I know, but I was
coming
reading
here
on it.
today. When I was coming here today, is I got a Delaney game,
And I have some shelves that I need to have hung in the bedroom. And so I was wondering if you could take care of those while I was
Well,
gone.
absolutely. Just give me a list of everything you want me to do. Make a list and I'll check them off one by one. As soon as you leave, I'll get on it and I'll just motor through that list. And by the time you get back, you'll be coming home to a different house.
I would love that. That would
Okay,
be
you make the
greatly
list and I'll take care of it.
You know, it's the box in the bedroom.
That big giant
The
heavy box?
Big giant heavy box. There's
Absolutely.
two shelves.
I love big giant heavy boxes.
I was not expecting this follow-up video. I mean, that man is just telling her as it is. And honestly, I think that this man is now like standing on more steady ground where he has a bunch of people that have actually validated his issues with what she was doing. And as he should, he is standing tall and voicing it to her. But her response to hearing his feelings is completely dismissive. And in her next breath, she's asking him to do her a bunch of favors. It is very obvious to me that this is a man that chooses to be happy through any and everything. At the end of this video, he is still smiling and laughing. But this is the trap that a lot of happy-go-lucky men fall into because in the end all, their feelings are dismissed. They're not really heard. What's tough about that is that if their feelings aren't heard on anything, that's not going to result in anything ever really changing. And I would argue that type of person is the one that is most deserving because he's willing to put his own feelings aside in order to keep things happy in the relationship. Which is why it needs to be his woman's priority to make sure that his feelings are being considered.
3 days later.
So, with regard to the viral videos and the horrible attacks that some of these creators have made about Danielle and misrepresenting her content as somehow shaming or behind my back, I'm going to extend a challenge to these posters. Emily King, Jess, the cat lady. I'm extending a challenge to you, and I've sent you out an invitation to join me on a live and defend your videos. You post, you attack people, you try and take people down. Now we're going to find out if you have the integrity to come stand behind your videos and your content and discuss it openly and publicly in front of a lot of people. I think it would be good entertainment. And I think if, as a creator, if you're going to go make accusations about people, you got to be willing to come and stand by and back your videos up. So we'll find out if these creators have integrity or if they're just, in it for the clicks and the views. But
hey guys, so I think that Dan is a good man. I've learned about him recently. I guess he takes care of his elderly father. And I think that he is a very positive mindset, happy-go-lucky guy. And he is defending his wife, which makes him a good husband. But I'm not attacking your wife, I'm attacking her behavior. Because Dan, we all watched the same video and she was using shame tactics, whether it was right in front of your face or behind you. Either way, it was bad behavior. And that was the point of my video. Because unfortunately, a lot of men can relate to this because they've lived it. Like they've had a woman in their life that has shamed them and dismissed them. And I'm here telling them that it's not okay. Like they don't have to be okay with the woman in their life treating him that way. With that being said, guys, Dan is a grown man that has the best insight into his own relationship. So if he doesn't want to share anything more and he just wants the hate to stop towards his wife, I think that we all just have to let it play out and leave it alone.
So I think this video, and you guys are probably joking around, but I think this video comes around the same time of the whole situation with, I think Akash is his name, and his wife saying similar stuff, right? We always, well, maybe not always, but modern women want to be allowed to make comments and call her daddy podcast, where the woman's talking about, I remember every man that's been inside of me. Back to her talking about something about his manhood, how he's not able to do great. And then you go to, I think, what's that lady's name, where she was essentially talking about Akash, his wife, talking about, she was thinking about another woman's husband right there in her face, thinking about, being with him, sleeping with him, just dogging her man out, her husband out. These are the jokes that y'all find funny. Acting like a man is a buffoon, right? Acting like a man doesn't know what to do, he's not adequate enough. Basically, you guys, as modern women want to say anything that you want to say. Y'all get mad at men when a man says, chill out, bro. I mean, it's just a joke, right? If a man were to say something like this, the internet would be ablaze. It'd be posted on all major outlets, news outlets. It'd be shared all over. Probably wouldn't stop talking about that for like a month, at least. It would cool down and it would come back into circuit for about another month. That's what we would be talking about. But now, when it's flipped around, then it's just a joke. And you're taking it too seriously, right? And once again, I get it. I remember, I think the Gabriels or whatever, Javier and I can't remember her name. I just forgot her name. But their stuff is funny. Their stuff is funny. You obviously know that they're joking. You obviously know that they're joking, right? I like a little bit of dry humor. I like a little bit of a satire. I love it, actually. Right. But I think the concept is, even if it's not you, there's a lot of women that do this type of stuff. They go online. I'm thinking about another woman right now. I don't know her name, but her whole account is dedicated to trashing her husband. Every video that she has is pretty much trashing her husband. And women in the comments, it's not a joke to them. They're serious. And this is what kind of what Emily's saying. Like these women are taking this type of stuff seriously. They're serious about doing this to men. They're serious about talking degradingly to men. And when a man doesn't protect, and when a man doesn't show up for her like she wants a man to show up for her, then all of a sudden it's a problem. They take their time to roast men in good spirits, in good faith in the comments, to their face, and they record them and post them and embarrass them. But it's a joke. And a man is supposed to be okay with that. But then when a man does it, once again, it's a problem. That's all she's saying.
Things I would change in family court if it were up to me. If you get caught cheating, that means you get nothing. It also means that you have to go to court to fight for what you want, including 50-50 custody, and you have to pay legal fees for both sides of the fence since you're the cause for the separation or the divorce. Alimony should be 1 to 2 years max. Your ex is not your employer. Get a job, get your life together, and don't depend on your ex. Child support should be automatically 50-50. And if you claim that he's or she's, you better have extensive proof, not just he said, she said. If you move out of state without letting the courts know or letting your ex know because you're bitter or you have to move back home, it should automatically be considered child endangerment or child kidnapping, and you should be looking at jail time. If you cause any paternity fraud at any point, you should automatically be given jail time, but you should also go into a database. So if you get pregnant again, they automatically do a DNA test, assuming that they don't automatically do DNA tests in the future. Any kind of parent alienation, any kind of difficulty trying to co-parent, which means not answering phone calls when you should be answering, or making the kids not talk about things that they should talk about, will terminate your 50-50, and you should have to go back to court and again pay the legal fees for both sides of the fence. If you are a type of person that has multiple people around your children within the first year of being separated or divorced, that should be considered child endangerment, and you should be looking at jail time. And again, that would terminate your automatic 50-50. Any type of talking about your baby daddy or your baby mom should be considered defamation, and you could be looking at being sued. And if you get sued, you should have to pay for both sides of the party since it resulted in the consequences of your behavior. Automatic prenups, and that would also include any type of parenting plan that hopefully is written up before people get bitter to make it easier. And lastly, if you leave just because, then you're entitled to absolutely nothing, and you're going to have to figure it out and go back to court. Okay, bye.
So my video right now is a little over 73K. My videos have not been doing numbers like this, and all I do is I mention these 3 women. And shout out to Sarah, because I do follow her as well. So I follow all of them. And I was just sharing how I just noticed something that these women have in common. You can go to the video and look at that. So, for people who don't like these women, can you name anybody who's advocating for men, who gives a perspective exposing toxic female behavior on the internet, who you like, who you support, because it seems like a bunch of people don't like these women. I'm gonna get back to the regular content. I guess I don't have a day. Have a good day. Try to have a good day. Right.
The thing that y'all actually don't want to admit about matriarchy is that in order for it to survive thousands of years, it's going to have to become an oppressive system, just like the patriarchy we have now. Why? Because people are stupid and they quickly forget, right? Like you think people are going to keep the matriarchy around because like, oh my God, like good vibes, everything's great, everything's fantastic. No, people are stupid. We barely got reproductive freedom for one generation before half the women in the country went, I don't know about that. Like that's what you're fighting against. And this is incredibly dumb, but you're going to have to control the male population under a matriarchy if the people whom you rule over, right, whether benevolently or not, are genetically, biologically taller, faster, stronger than a lot of the people who are ruling over them, right? Like, how are you going to keep that in line? How are you going to keep that in line? Good vibes? No, babe. No. It's
going to be a trend. It's going to be a trend for a little while, and they're going to want to go back to certain ways of doing things. And yeah, you have certain women that they're going to want to do things in a controlled environment, and then you're going to have ones that want to be free. I want to be loose, and I want to do it how I want to do it. And there's going to be heated arguments, heated discussions, and somebody's going to get mad. Somebody's going to get tired of it. And they're going to start putting their hands on each other. Period. End of story. Even if one tries to say, hey, no, let's not do that. Let's solve it peacefully. We can agree to disagree. Modern women don't solve a lot of things peacefully. Unless you're on their side, unless you're doing what they want you to do, they don't want to solve that peacefully. So at some point in time, they're going to put their hands on you. They're going to make you do what they want you to do. So unfortunately for you, even though you would want to live in a society like that, y'all are going to end up the same way that y'all are saying this patriarchy is going. Not saying that everything in the patriarchy is right, but what I am saying is y'all think that y'all can run it better. And when you get behind the wheel, you're going to crash and burn.
One approach that really turns me off that women often do is acting as though the opportunity to be with them is going to actually change my life in the positive. And it tells me also a lot about who they've been around. I'm not really starved for feminine attention or attention in general. What I'm actually more starved for is my free time. You spending my free time for me isn't necessarily something I'm looking forward to or desire. Especially if you're the one expressing interest in me and the fact that you want to be taken out by me. If anything, you should be approaching humbly, hoping that I take the invitation. I think a lot of girls get confused because I'm more mass presenting, and especially if they date men, the way men interact with women is different. And also the access men have to women is different. I'm around women all the time, all day. I stay in queer spaces. There is never a shortage of queer women around me, first of all. Second of all, because I am masculine presenting, with most women, there's already certain roles and energies they're going to try to place on me that is actually quite draining. And it's just another reason why dating is often not something that's very appealing to me. And when you approach in this manner, acting like your invitation for me to go out with you is supposed to be life-changing for me, it shows me, A, you've probably been in a lot of spaces with cishet men. B, you haven't knocked down a lot of gender norms that probably I would require a partner to already have done in order to even be considered by me. And 3, you lack the knowledge and social experience to know when and where you should humble yourself, especially when making requests. This reflects a larger pattern of bad decision making, which is another sign that probably I don't want to be associated with you. When you're approaching somebody to ask them to pursue you romantically or even just ask them on a date, that's not the time to be arrogant, and it's not the time to convince them that this is a life-changing opportunity for them. It's actually the time to be simple with your approach, to be humble, and to be concise with your demands. Regardless of gender, this is something that anybody can take note of and even employ.
And this is what men have gone through. I mean, you're basically saying the same thing, and you're basically arriving at the same conclusion that men have arrived at as to why men are not, a lot of guys are not dating anymore, why a lot of guys are not getting married anymore, is for this exact reason. You are arrogant. You're acting like you're doing me a favor. You're acting like you're doing me a favor. Like I should be so happy. Like I should be over the moon that you're allowing me, you're beckoning me to come talk to you. I remember there was one woman that thought that a guy was really good looking, he was attractive. And then she said, now she's talking on TikTok now. She's telling us this in the video. I see he was so attractive, he's so hot, and oh man, I just couldn't let the opportunity go by. I had to say something. So she slid in his DMs and said, hey, I don't normally do this, but you're so attractive that I thought I'd give you the opportunity to take me out. And he didn't respond. Didn't respond at all. I wonder why. Didn't have anything to say back. I wonder why. Arrogance, no self-awareness, entitled, for thinking that this man is so enamored with you. My God, if I miss a chance with this woman, what will my life be like? Modern women really think that. They really think I'm so unique. I'm one of a kind. My uniqueness is on the level of some of these celebrities. My uniqueness is on the level of some of these actresses, of a Sydney Sweeney, of a Scarlett Johansson. You know, I mean, I've got that star power. I've got that star quality. I remember a young lady who tried out on American Idol, and they put her on the bloopers. They put her on the blooper reel with all the other crazy people. Mary Roach, I think it was. Mary Gilbo is what she said she wanted her Hollywood name to be. I want to be a star. I want to be this. And she had it all planned out. When I get to Hollywood, I'm going to change my name from Mary Roach to Mary Gilbo because it sounds better and it has more star quality and this, and this, and this, and this. Put the cart before the horse. Hadn't even opened her mouth to sing yet. Talking all that trash backstage. Get up there in front of the judges, start singing, gyrating and dancing and all that other foolishness. And the judges were laughing at her. They're laughing at her. They're cracking up because it's so funny. The performance is foolishness. And she's the only one in the room who doesn't understand it. All 4 judges cracking up. This is foolishness. This is lunacy. And that's what you get with modern women today. You talking trash backstage, and then you come up in front of us, you ain't even open your mouth yet. And once you start dancing and doing whatever you're doing, the men sit back and they're like, is this the girl who was telling us we gonna take her out on a $500 dinner date? She come in looking like that. Is this the one? And then that's when men start clowning you. She got 5 kids by 3 different baby daddies. And she talk. Oh, you say you don't like sing? No, I ain't say that. But why would you be talking crazy with all this baggage right here? Are you insane? Hair all over your head. Makeup don't look good. You catfishing people left and right. That's why I'm laughing at you. That's why I'm clowning you. And even after the judges said, listen, let's settle down. This is your problem. Oh, no, I don't believe that. My friends telling me I can sing. If everybody's telling me I can sing and they want to hear more of me sing, that tells me there's got to be something wrong with the judges. What? If my friends are telling me I'm a 10, if my friends are telling me that I'm amazing and I'm a catch and I'm a steal and all men should love me, then that must mean one thing, that the men are intimidated. The men are they're afraid of me. Crazy. Got the look of craziness in her eyes. The two go together so well. I'm sorry for you. You experiencing the same things that men experience on darn near a daily basis, have been experiencing for decades. And I'm sorry that you've been going through that. Godspeed.